Inner engineering is true to the original meaning of the word guru, which means dispeller of darkness. It isn't about showing you the right way, but more about making you aware of a path, making you aware of its existence by shining light on it. The author of the book, known all around the world as Sadhguru, doesn't try to enforce any specific beliefs or doesn't try to convince you, but rather lets your own experiences guide you along your own spiritual path. And he also introduces in this book the 8 branches of the holistic system of knowledge of yoga. Here are 3 lessons that I took from this book. The first is that your fixation on the outer world will never lead you to happiness. And Sadhguru argues that because your perceptions of the things that are happening outside are within you, and they are the only things that you can truly control, that is the place where you should start looking for your happiness. It's not where you might find it, but that is the place where you should start looking, not outside, not in other people, objects, or places, instead within yourself. He goes on to say that yogic wisdom can help you achieve inner states that will make you feel happy and good, irrespective of what goes on the outside. But to master that, you have to get acquainted with some important concepts, which he goes on to explain in the book. The second lesson is that responsibility is intrinsically connected with happiness. While we traditionally think of responsibility as commitments that we have to meet that are beyond us, Sadhguru defines it by going back to the root of the word, as in responsibility, our ability to respond to external things. And he says that responsibility only grows when you have more self-awareness. By being more self-aware of who you are, your ability to respond to the things around you are better because you realize that you have more choices, and thus by having more choices you get more freedom. So a practical example would be, say, if someone yells at you because they're having a bad day and they just happen to let it out on something that tripped them up. Now you could intrinsically, you might be inclined to yell back or to say something insulting to them, but you could maybe calm down, become a bit self-aware of the situation, of what they're going through, and respond more calmly. So by being more self-aware, you can realize that you have a lot more options, and you can then pick the best option and go forward with that. My third favorite lesson from this book is that intellect doesn't always make you happier. Now this sounds similar to ignorance is bliss, but it's really more about experiencing life fully, not letting the many limitations that our minds obviously possess, to not let them stand in our way of experiencing and enjoying life to its fullest. So this was a quote that or a lesson that I really liked. And to be honest, there are a lot more lessons in the form of small stories and little bits of wisdom, like aligning your diet with your body and nature. And these things really make it hard to summarize this book and bring it in front of you. So what I would really recommend you do is buy this book and really read it for yourself, because this isn't a book that you can read in one sitting or in one afternoon, but it's a book where you read a story and then you think about it, think about what it means, how you could implement it, what you take from it. It's really a great way to kickstart, not just kickstart, but really further progress down your spiritual path. And I think that it's something that all of us could use to become more introspective, to become more self-aware, to become more mindful. And it really allows you to enhance not just your day, your productivity, but really to enhance your entire experience of life. So as far as book recommendations, I definitely recommend that you read this book. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking this video, and if you want more content like this, do subscribe and click the notification bell, because that way YouTube will let you know when you get content that you will like from my channel. Have a nice day and stay safe.